Matt Gaetz is on Geraldo Rivera's program. I think they've had to shift from using the debt ceiling to leverage cuts to Social Security and Medicare. And they are now shifting to their stalwart attack people who are low income. And here is Matt Gaetz talking about, and this is such a horrible, ineffective. One of the things that we learned from Bill Clinton's welfare reform in the 90s is that requiring people to work to get welfare is all well and good when there's a lot of jobs. But when there's not, it is like almost like a multiplier effect on the suffering of low-income people and kids. I mean, it is a multiplier effect. And that is like, imagine if during COVID, to qualify for food stamps or for SNAP support, you needed to have a job.
It undercuts the entire premise of the program.
And if you have a job and are eligible for SNAP, which definitely happens, we should also probably be looking at like a minimum wage so that you are not literally working poor. But here is Matt Gaetz with Sean Hannity and Geraldo Rivera.
Will Republicans come together on the debt ceiling, and will they stand strong at 222? Because Biden is betting against that. That's why he says no negotiation.
Well, if we pick the right fight, I was discouraged to see my colleague Don Bacon announce on Meet the Press that he believed that no cuts in entitlements could ever be acceptable to his wing of the Republican Party. I actually think we should have work requirements. If we imposed work requirements on SNAP and on Medicaid expansion for able-bodied adults, we would have the ability to save $1 trillion during the 10-year budget.
Will Republicans unite?
3 children.
Are
you going to have a mother
with 3 children?
A mother with 3 children at home make her work?
Yeah, and you know what? You can meet work requirements in a lot of these states by volunteering at nonprofits, by helping out at a local church, even job training, job training and those things. Well, let's start with Medicaid. When we reform Medicaid, I think
we got along better than I thought we would. This actually worked out.
All right.
Actually, he's quite disappointed. He likes when Geraldo comes on and starts some shit and fights with people.
But the interesting thing here is Gaetz, you notice, is staying away from Social Security and from Medicare. SNAP is not generally considered an entitlement. Medicaid is not generally considered an entitlement. These are programs that are geared towards specifically folks living in poverty or near poverty, depending on what state you're in. Some states, 133% of poverty gets you Medicaid. There is no, it really is indefensible. I mean, when Geraldo Rivera finds it easy to make the point of like, you're going to take a woman with 2 or 3 kids and force her to work to get food stamps. Like, how does she pay for childcare? How, like, I mean,
well, go work for that nonprofit that's some local rich person's tax dodge.
I mean, even if she was able to find the job, where many instances they can't, even if that was the case, like, how do you make ends meet when you've got to pay for childcare?
Well, they're just trying to undercut these programs. That's it, right? Like the fact that it's implausible is the point, because then you can undercut those programs and further demonize the poor.
But they're running out of opportunities to leverage the debt ceiling because Trump, put that marker down about Social Security and Medicare.
Yeah.
And that's fortunate for all of us, because I'm not convinced that, there aren't some ghouls in the Democratic Party who wouldn't have been, well, they made us do it. Mm-hmm. We'll see, though. Joe Manchin would love that because, he doesn't want the safety net to become a hammock.
Right. And I'm concerned a little bit about the White House's willingness to kind of accept some of that line of thinking given the new chief of staff change. They might be more open to something.
I agree.
Cuts.
I agree.